Am I live already? So it says I'm not. Let's see when my laptop gives me. Okay, yes, now I guess I am live. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello. Yes, how are you doing today? Well, I had to go outside in the morning and I really didn't like it because the weather is awful. It's like slush ice hitting you in your face. It's windy and it's wet snow under your feet. So, well, a disaster, I would say. That's why I'm quite happy that now I'm here, yes, indoors, yes, streaming from home today again. And I'm quite glad about that because I have my well, comforter nearby in case I get cold, but well, it's quite warm and cozy at home. Yes, I have my cup of tea and well, and I'm even more excited because today with this awful weather outside, we continue traveling and today we are moving, well, we are traveling to a nice country, a sunny country. We are traveling to Spain, yes? And today we're going to discuss two cities, not just one, but two, Alicante and Valencia. Beautiful cities, yes? I have been to Valencia myself and I love the city. It's beautiful. It's well, it's very picturesque. It's very green. Haven't been to Alicante yet, but well, we in our conditions now, when we well, most of the borders are closed, yes, and we cannot travel a lot. Yes, this kind of project that we are having here, yes, we have been having for quite a while now. Well, is a good help actually for you and for me personally to make a list of places where probably we will go when all the borders are open and when we have this opportunity to travel without any restrictions. And well, we have already been to the USA, to a couple of states. Yes, we've been to Canada. We've been to England. Yes, I can say so. And well, today we are in Europe. We are in Spain, not an English-speaking country, but we are going to have a guest, as usual. As usually a special guest. Yes, so her name is Dee. And she is the teacher of the English language. So English is very close to her. She has well, lived in English-speaking countries, and she's been to some other countries. So, well, the person of the world, I would say. And now she lives in Spain. She loves it there. She's in love with this country. And today we're going to find out why. Yeah, but I don't see her now. Hello there. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Ksenia. Good morning, Karina, Evgenia, Helen, Sergey, Maria, Farida. Okay, so there are so many people. Yes. Okay, but we have some problem with the connection for Dee, and I'm going to send her the link once again. Just a second, guys. So this stuff happens. Okay. So we had a trial attempt to well, to connect, and it was fine, and probably we got mixed up in some links that I've sent to Dee. Yeah, so let's see if she connects now with. Okay. So, yeah, well, we want good weather in our chat. Come on, we can do it. I'm sure we can. So, yes, just, yeah, good. So it is here. Good. So welcome our guest. Welcome our guest. Yeah, so I guess we got a bit like mixed up with the links, yes, because there has been a few. Yeah, but now everything is okay, and we've got a lot of viewers today, and I'm really happy about that. So, and I guess our conversation is going to be very exciting for all the people here because, well, I've told our viewers, and they all know that the weather is outside, like it's awful. It's really awful. Yeah, and how about the weather there in Spain?
Here, the weather is fantastic. It's actually one of the things I love about Spain the most. It's super sunny, it's warm. You can even just walk around the city wearing a t-shirt and shorts.
Oh, I'm jealous now. Yes, that's probably all of our listeners and viewers. Guys, how do you like the weather looking out of your window now?
Is it winter yet in Russia?
Well, it has been quite quite good weather recently, but today it's awful. It's like slush ice, yes, and wet snow and the wind. So not really good. Yeah. Okay, Farida is sending you hearts. Yeah, well, so welcome to our weekly show. Hello, Dee, says Helena. Uh-huh. Yeah, so we are glad to have you today, and we are really like eager to know, well, interesting facts, well, some recommendations where to go to in Valencia and Alicante. So we are talking about two cities today, right? Yeah. So, and where do you spend like most of your time, in Alicante or in Valencia?
I was living in Alicante for about 3 years in a row,
Mm-hmm.
but then we also moved to Valencia because of the whole pandemic thing. And I would say lately I have been living maybe 3 weeks per month in Valencia and a week in Alicante because here I have a
Uh-huh.
lot of friends.
So
And
you're commuting like all the time, yeah?
yeah, and it's just an hour drive by car.
Yeah, well, I've been to Valencia. I love the city. Yeah, it's just so beautiful and it's so welcoming, and I don't know. I felt so comfortable being there. Unfortunately, for only 2 or 3 days, yes, but still enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and well, for people who are watching us and who are listening to us, so what are like the must-see places that you'd recommend for anybody who comes to Valencia or to Alicante?
Well, both cities are really, really touristy, and I would say Alicante is mostly visited in summer.
Mm-hmm.
Summer for Spanish people is from April to November because this is the beach season
Yeah.
for this coastal area. So yeah, I would say, for example, imagine the population of Alicante is about 300,000 people, but in summer it gets to 1.5 million.
Wow, that's
And
a huge difference, actually. Yeah.
I know. So in Alicante, definitely you should visit beaches. There are very famous beaches that are called San Juan, which is really
Mm-hmm.
similar to beaches that I saw in California, like
Mm-hmm.
the one in Los Angeles or even the one in Florida. And also Alicante is really well known for its castle. The castle is called Santa Barbara. So all the
Uh-huh.
friends that have visited me here have been kindly brought to the castle. You could go there by an elevator, or
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
could also walk for about 2 hours up the hill.
Mm-hmm. So
So they
for the lazy ones, yes, you can just take the elevator. Yes,
exactly.
but I would probably walk.
Yeah, it's worth it because as you walk up, you see beautiful scenery of the I want to say the ocean, but it's the Mediterranean Sea, and also some beautiful promenades, esplanades
Hmm.
where there are many palm trees and stuff. It's beautiful.
Yeah, well, it seems to be very beautiful, yes, from what you're saying. So, Evgeny is saying, I would like to be in Spain now. Yeah, yeah, me too. I'm joining.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not sure if Russians can travel to Spain now, probably because of the restrictions.
yeah, there are some restrictions, and I'm not sure about that either. Yeah, so as far as I know, only just a couple of countries are still open. Yes, and they are putting some more restrictions now as the situation is not
Mhm,
so, yes, good. And
mhm,
then they're saying, I actually like this weather. She means the snowy one. We tried
mhm,
out footprints with the kids on the snow and played snowballs. Wow. Yes, a good thing to do. Well, but getting back to Spain, yeah. So Santa Barbara Castle, yes.
mhm,
What else is there?
mhm.
What else is there for us?
Also, it's really important to know that Alicante, there is a city of Alicante, and also
Hmm.
there is a province of Alicante, which is a
Uh-huh.
part of the Comunidad Valenciana, the Valencian region. So whenever you visit Alicante, it's not just the city that you should go to, but also the nearby villages. And there are a couple that are my
Oh,
favorite.
that's fine.
And then there's another one that is called Calpe. There's a really beautiful rock of white color where you can also climb, you can go up, and you will see some beautiful scenery. You will even see flamingos flying by, and you might be even lucky to see some dolphins in
Oh
the sea.
wow, wow, yeah. So dolphins, flamingos, beautiful sceneries. Come on. Well, Elena is saying you speak English like a native. Yes.
I lived in the US, maybe that's where I got the accent.
And she's asking how many years have you lived abroad, all in all?
All in all, well, I'm 26 now, and I would say that I have spent 9 years of my life abroad. Yeah.
Well, quite a long time. Yes, quite a long period. Yeah. Okay, I see. Well, and I've heard also about another castle in Alicante, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's called San Fernando Castle. Yes,
Hmm.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tinier one. And now San Fernando Castle is not really a castle, it's more of a park, a
Uh-huh.
recreational area. A lot of people go there to go skateboarding or to organize some picnics and things like that. But
So,
Santa Barbara is the historic site that is a must see.
oh, for sure, yes. Okay, and well, our viewers are interested for like, why did you choose living in Spain? Yes, finally, like you ended up in Spain. Why Spain?
Because Spain has everything that I want, actually. So, really warm hearted people, Spanish language. I'm totally in love with the language. And now well, last year I started teaching Spanish even to foreigners, beginner levels. And also, it's quite cheap. It's
Mhm.
relatively cheap compared to other European countries. For example, in Germany, I remember it was so expensive. And yeah, I feel, and when you move to Spain, you can really blend in. You can, at
Mhm.
least in my case, I wouldn't generalize, but whenever I walk around the city, people say that I come across as a Spaniard.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Well, I guess, well, when the person is smiley, yes, when the person is open to the world, yes, so you can blend in with anybody and anywhere. Yes, why not?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, good. So, Alicante, Santa Barbara Castle, moving to Valencia. What is there to see for us?
Valencia for me is like Alicante, but 5 times bigger and 5 times not better. I don't want to offend Alicante because I have a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I guess it's.
But there you feel as if you're in a capital. The life is bustling, people are super active. Even the walking pace is faster.
Mhm.
And if you come to Valencia, you should definitely visit the historic center. And the city is super flat compared to Alicante. There are many hills, and it's
Mhm.
quite difficult to rent a bike, for example, and do some tourism on it. But in Valencia, definitely what you have to do is rent a bike and just ride it all around the city.
Enjoying yourself, yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
And as far as I know, Valencia even used to be the capital of Spain some many years ago. Yeah. So
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
yeah, Okay. So I was doing
That's
my
true.
research too.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it's,
And
yeah,
also,
and
it's quite interesting that Catalonia, so the capital of Catalonia is Barcelona, and Valencian community region are really similar in terms of architecture, and also the language, the second language that they speak, Catalan or Valencian, are like the same language. So
mhm.
historically, it was all like one region.
I see. Okay. We've got some more questions here. How many languages do you speak?
I speak 6 languages.
Wow.
I would say 3 super fluently now, and 3 medium level now.
Getting there, right?
I would say that I was really fluent in those languages, but since I have been here, I haven't practiced those languages much, like Turkish, German, and Tatar. I
I
haven't
see.
spoken
I
them
see. But
fluently.
well, it's somewhere there, yes. And
Yeah.
well, if you get some practice, I'm sure it will be as fluent as the other ones. Yeah. Well, um, talking about Valencia, yes, we had it in our when we were announcing our conversation today, our stream today. Um, People, well, there is a park there, yes, a huge park,
Mhm.
and people call it a river. Yes. So why is that so?
That's a really good question. It's something that everybody has to know when they come to Valencia,
Hmm.
because there is a park and it's super, super long. I'm not sure how many kilometers long it is, but it's the longest or the biggest park
In
in
Spain,
Spain.
yes.
Yeah. And a lot of people compare it to the Central Park in New York and the one in London just because it's so green and it's massive. It used to be a river, but in 1950s or 1960s, the flood was so strong that um, Valencia was flooded up to 5 meters.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of houses were under the water, and it was quite crazy. So that's why the government decided to reroute the river to some, I'm not sure where, like to the mainland, I guess.
Hmm.
And there was an empty riverbank. And there was a discussion whether to make it an like a highway through the
Hmm.
city
Hmm.
or a park. So it's really admirable that people took part in, in deciding the destiny of this empty riverbed, and they decided to make it a park, which was an amazing idea.
It is, and it is an amazing park. So it's really
Mhm.
long, but it's so like different while walking through it. Yeah. So you come across tremendous buildings, very
Mhm.
like unusual and beautiful ones. So what kind of thing is that? So is it kind of like a museum complex, if I'm not mistaken?
Exactly. It's called Ciudad de Ciencias, as the city of arts and sciences.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah,
And
that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so this is where the park ends, but it starts in a totally different part of the city. And that um, was constructed, I think, by a very famous architect. I don't remember his name, in a very futuristic sort of style. It also reminds me about it reminds me of the Sydney Opera House. If you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah. Yeah, that's true. And also, when I saw one of the buildings, that reminded me of some a helmet or something like that, of some Roman
Yeah,
conqueror or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The dome thing that you see, it's actually called hemispheric, which is a planetarium. So you
Hmm.
can go in. It's like you have to take some steps down, and you can sit in a chair, and you can either watch some movies in 3D or 4D about planets. And yeah, it's an amazing place to visit, and it's not so expensive. And another building nearby, there's an aquarium, which is also like the biggest one in Europe.
Hmm.
And there's also a museum which has lots of exhibits. Yeah, there are sections of history. There are also sections of science. And it's also fun for kids. There are lots of experiments that they can do and play with
We
exhibits.
we went there when we were in Valencia. We went there and we saw the dolphin show also.
Yeah,
It was beautiful, amazing, really,
yeah.
really.
I had goosebumps. I remember.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, well, and as far as I remember, the symbol, yes, the emblem of Valencia is the bat.
Mm-hmm.
How come is like this sunny and well warm city has such kind of an emblem? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, it was the first thing that a tour guide told me when I visited Valencia like 6 years ago for the first time. Also, well, I highly recommend doing a free walking tour in Valencia now that I think about it. It's totally free and they tell you everything about Valencia. So there is this legend about, well, back then when Spain was conquered by the Moors,
Hmm.
people from North Africa, I think, Middle East. Um, there was a battle between, there was an ongoing crisis and battle between the Spaniards and the Moors. And apparently, when the Moors were about to attack Valencia, there were so many bats that heard the noise of the army coming up to the city that
Hmm.
they woke the people, the local people of Valencia.
Oh wow.
And thanks to that, Valencians were prepared to fight and they won the battle. So that's why bats are considered to be holy animals.
Yeah, I've heard also another legend about some King Jaime the First or something,
Hmm.
and when some like enemy shot an arrow, yes,
Hmm.
and there was a bat who just got in front of the king and saved his life, and also became like yeah a saint
Yeah,
animal
yeah.
for
There
the
are
king.
so many legends. Maybe if you ask a Valencian person, they will tell you a third and fourth legend.
Yeah, so probably there's a good like thing just to go and collect all these legends and make it I don't know a work.
Yeah, yeah. But in this region, I don't know why, but there are many bats actually. After
Really?
the sunset, as you walk around the city, hear their you can hear them flapping their wings. And I was personally afraid of them at first because I thought they were vampires and they would suck my blood and kill me. But no, they're friendly and they don't attack
They're
anyone.
cute, yes. Well, not so cute, like appearance-wise, but still
Mhm.
harmless animals. And we, when we went there, we also went to the stadium. Yeah, so the stadium of the Valencia football team.
Mhm.
So quite a nice place to visit too.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed it. So how about sports there? So do people like sports?
Yeah. I would say Spaniards in general love football, and it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. You definitely have a team that you root for.
Hmm.
And whenever you have like family gatherings or friends gatherings, you always end up talking about football at some point. There will be a heated discussion. Yeah.
Well, this happens in my family too, because my
Yeah.
husband plays football. that's that's the reason.
But also, as for other kinds of sports, they, for example, they're not really keen on swimming, for example. Whenever they go to the beach, they mostly like to suntan, catch some rays, and maybe just jump into the water for a few minutes and then go
Hmm.
back to the beach.
Okay, so
But as for other kinds of sports, for example, there's one that is called paddle tennis, which
what's
is
that?
it's super fashionable here and also in South America, but in other countries it's not so famous. It's really cool because it's like a combination of tennis and squash or
Mhm.
racquetball. You can the what is it? The field is way smaller, the court is way smaller, and you can also use the walls to
Mhm.
make the ball bounce. So now it's so fashionable, and every second person here plays paddle tennis.
Oh. Yeah, I've never heard actually about it. So the first time I'm hearing. Well, any other sports? Like, do people like jogging? Do they go into gyms? Keep fit?
Yeah, they go to the gym. It's quite common. I would say that Spanish people in general take care of themselves, especially men. They love going to the gym and work out. And what else? As for jogging, they don't jog in the mornings. I don't know why, because I'm a morning person, I'm an early riser. Spaniards
Hmm.
are the opposite, but they go for a run in the evenings
That's
after the
probably why
sunset.
they don't like mornings. Yes, mostly evenings. But you can have all the like jogging paths for yourself in the morning.
Yeah, along the beach.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Helen is asking, is it easy to make friends over there? And is it a real or superficial friendship, more like an acquaintance?
Hmm. This is an interesting question because I have thought a lot about friendship as a phenomenon here in Spain. Mm, Spanish people, at least in this region, are super, super friendly and warm-hearted. But also, mm, yeah, so it's really easy to establish the first contact, and they will ask you loads of questions, and they will make you feel super welcome. But as for a long-lasting friendship, it's a little bit more complicated because they have their own circle of friends already, and they're really community oriented.
Hmm.
So it's not that easy to enter a certain group of friends. Whereas in Germany, for example, it was way easier for me to establish longer friendships, but it was difficult for me to really break the ice. So here the experience can be quite difficult if you really need a long lasting friend forever.
Hmm. Yeah, but still, well, it's possible, I guess. Yeah,
Hmm.
people make friends, yes.
Yeah,
So it just can take just a little bit more time, yes,
yeah.
to make good friends. Well, and well, there are always acquaintances, yes, that you can just have a coffee with or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, yes. Hmm.
They love to meet up and socialize.
Well, that's what I know about them too. Yeah, and well, talking about these meetings, yes, hanging out with friends, like there are so many nice cafes when you go out. Yes, so many restaurants. So if a person comes to Spain, yes, so to Valencia, to Alicante, to any like part of Spain, yeah, what are the main dishes to try? Like, what should we
Mhm.
try? What we actually must have there?
Food is probably my most favorite topic when it
Oh,
comes
mine
to
too.
Spain. Well, here the food is so rich. There is a wide variety of wonderful dishes. The main one that you should definitely try is paella.
Oh
I
yeah.
really don't like it when people call it paella because in English, well, in Spanish, double L is the y sound. So it's paella. And it was actually, I think it comes originally from Valencia, the city.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's what I heard.
the main ingredients are rabbit, um, snails, and chicken. It's a very interesting combination. But if you
Yeah.
go to a paella restaurant in Alicante, you will find another variety. You will probably eat something with seafood.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the main traditional one is the one with rabbit. And also, there are some interesting drinks like orchata, which is, have you heard of it?
It's something with nuts or something, right? No?
Exactly. I think it's you boil tiger nut, you add a lot of sugar, and then you'll get some liquid that looks like milk, but it tastes really strong and super sweet. I personally don't like it. But
So,
of course,
uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
there are also tapas. Tapas are wonderful. They're
Mm-hmm.
little portions of something, usually served on a piece of bread or also just a small portion of salad or whatever you want. And you pay about €1 or €2 per tapa. And if you eat 3 or 5 tapas, you'll be super full.
Okay, yeah, well, and as far as I know, as far as I remember, these horchatas that you mentioned, they are sometimes served with some kind of like a bun, which
Mm-hmm.
people just dip in this drink, and this makes them somehow buy more drinks. So, um,
Exactly.
yeah, well, and pay more.
Exactly. I don't remember what you call that. It's
Uh-huh.
super long, but I really don't like the texture because this bread, when you take a bite, it melts in your mouth. And I personally prefer crunchy things. So
Yeah, just
I,
to
I,
chew
I
on.
really,
Yeah. Well, there are some more questions. Oh, Elena is saying snails, no. And she's asking, what is a tiger nut? What's that?
a tiger nut is a kind of, I think you should just Google it. It's, there is a like a biological term or the right term. I don't remember.
I thought it was some kind of like the nut that grows in the ground or something, but I'm not sure either, so I can't
I'm
say
not
for
sure.
sure. Yeah, so
If you ask me something about medicine or plants, I'm not an expert.
okay, I won't then. Um, and this bun, if again, if I'm not mistaken, just the thing that comes up into my mind is farton or something. Farton.
Pardon, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh well, I know so much.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard also about some. Well, talking about food. Yes, proceeding talking about food. I've heard about some grapes that they grow in bags.
Hmm.
What's that for? Like to put them into the
Mm,
stores right away from the field?
I think that this whole thing dates back to I don't know, some kind of disease that was affecting plants. There was like a plague or something, and there was a very smart person who realized that if you protect a plant using a plastic bag, it will be, yeah, great. So
Mhm.
now, and they also realized that if you do that, you slow the process of maturation, and apparently you collect the crops a few months later. And
Mhm.
there is a wonderful tradition here in Spain. I personally love it. You eat 12 grapes on the 31st of December, so at
Mhm.
12 o'clock.
So
As a
some kind of like I don't know, a good tradition to have a nice year or what?
exactly. I'm not sure about the history or about the meaning. I just like this tradition because I love grapes. But apparently, you're probably supposed to make like 12 wishes or something for the
Ah,
upcoming.
for each grape, yes. So just take
Yeah.
a grape.
But some
This,
smart
this, this.
Spanish people peel the grape so that it's easier to swallow and
Wow.
no need to chew it.
It should take a lot of time, like peeling each grape. Yeah. So well.
Yeah, they do that before. They do that like at 11 p.m.
Ah, okay. So they get ready for the
Yeah.
procedure. I see.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing about grapes and bags.
And they also have some kind of wine. I don't remember the name of it, which is actually made from over matured grapes. Do you know anything
Yeah.
about
Yeah. It's really expensive, and I think it's produced in a village nearby. In general, here in Spain, you pay about, I'm a wine person, so I know it. You pay about 3 or 4 euros per bottle.
that?
And that one, I think, costs about 60 or 70 euros per bottle. And I
Yeah.
have tried it, but it's too, yeah, it's too strong for me. It's not sweet at all.
Okay. So dry wine, yeah.
Yeah, super, super dry.
Okay. Well, people like that kind of stuff, and well, I
Mm.
have tried this particular wine. You can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, nice ritual about eating 12 grapes, Elena is saying. Yeah, so, and Liara is saying that it's so interesting. Yeah, so people like our conversation.
Awesome.
Well, that's good. Well, I've also read about some events that like happen in the region you live in, and something about the Festival of Fire and a special museum for it. So, what's that thing?
Hmm. Well, both in Valencia and Alicante, there is a festival called, well, in Valencia, they call it Las Fallas, and in Alicante, it's called Las Hogueras. So
Mhm.
a falla or an hoguera is I don't know, it's like a statue made of paper, but it's a very special kind of paper. I think it's a French word when you say papier mâché,
Mhm.
and it apparently burns super quickly. And so they construct those figures
Mhm.
once a year, and then they gather everybody gathers as a community and they watch those fires. Yeah, it I would say that every event needs yearly an investment of about 100,000 euros or so. So to build them, to pay a designer,
And
uh,
then to burn them.
and then burn them. But it's an important part of their culture, and also what they do is they create some kind of caricatures of politicians, or
Uh-huh.
yeah, they somehow connect everything to politics.
I see. I see. Well, just to let the steam off, yes.
Yeah. And so in Valencia, they do it in April, and in Alicante, they do it in June.
Uh-huh. So like so closely located cities, but different, yes, timing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've read that one of the figures that they build, they choose one of the figures and they do not burn it and they put it in the museum, right?
Exactly. Everybody votes, I think, for the most beautiful one or for the most outstanding one, the one that they feel pity to burn.
Hmm.
I personally feel pity to burn every figure.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, there's a wonderful museum that you can visit at La Rambla, at the main street in Alicante, and see all the beautiful figures.
Oh yeah. Well, Xenia is asking, what difficulties did you face in Spain?
In Spain, maybe bureaucracy, because things take a long time when you need a document or something.
Oh, tell us more. We've got the same here.
Also, when it comes to healthcare, it's wonderful that all of the Spanish citizens and also Spanish residents and even tourists can get free health service, whatever you need. But there is also, again, bureaucracy, and you need to wait for some months or weeks. And probably one of the negative traits that I have found in Spanish people, and I struggle with it, I still do, it's their unpunctuality. Spanish
Ah,
people have a totally different concept of time. So if they say something like, I'll do it now, for them it's, I'll do it next week or the next week or the
well,
week after. And yeah, they always arrive late, and for them it's seen as a normal thing.
well, probably comparing to Germany where you had lived before that. Yeah, so it's a kind
Yeah.
of thing, yes, to get used to.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can imagine
But
that.
I myself have become a little bit unpunctual too.
Well,
Remember
yeah,
today we were supposed to talk at 8:30 my time, and I called you at 8:40.
that's fine. Well, and how difficult is it now to earn for a living, considering the lockdowns and the virus? How is this situation like in general about this
Mhm.
well restrictions going on?
Well, there are a couple of things that I would like to comment on it. First of all, I know a lot of people who have lost their jobs because of the pandemic. You've
Mhm.
got a job, right?
Ah, well, they'll get it. Don't worry.
And my partner personally also lost a job. And I was smart enough, I guess, to quit my job. I was working at a language academy here in Alicante, where I was teaching English. And in February, I quit because I thought that the pandemic was gonna, get worse.
Mhm.
And then I started just working for myself and teaching online. And then I launched my YouTube project that required a lot of free time. So at first, it was difficult to adapt to our new normality. And there was a period when I didn't have any students because a lot of them said, Dinara, there's this crisis. I can't afford classes anymore. So that's why I think I was pushed into creating free content for my students online on YouTube. But then in summer, at the end of summer, and now this fall, I'm getting more and more requests to teach
Oh,
English.
that's good. That's good. Yeah. So yeah, I know that you have your own YouTube channel now. Yeah. So uh, please send us the link so we know where to find some good materials. Yeah. Oh, well, and getting back to the city, the life there, yes, the people. So as far as I understand, so people are quite open-hearted, yes, open-minded, yes, ready to just to be friendly with you. Well, at some like extent, yeah, I would say. Are there any things that, well, you probably would change? I mean, communication things, or like in perspective of character, yeah, of people.
Mhm. Yeah, there are
Besides not being really punctual.
yeah, there are some other things that I'm a little bit critical of here in Spain. Probably their spirit of parties in general. They
Mm,
love parties. It's not a stereotype. It's so true. And for them, the word fiesta is not just a party, but it's also a celebration or a holiday. So they all have this twisted concept of parties, relaxation, celebrations all year round. And I still can't grow used to it. And also, they have a very strange schedule of eating. For example, they have breakfast at 10 at 11, they have lunch at 2, 3, but they have dinner at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. And I feel that now that I've been living here for so many years, my metabolism has probably adapted to the Spanish one. But I feel sick the morning I wake up, but I still do it because it's a part of the life. It's a part of the Spanish lifestyle.
Well, our organisms, they get used to anything, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, so probably with like I'd say slowing down, yes, with all this non-punctual thing, everything goes like okay, yes.
Yeah. There is also a good side to it all because here I have learned how to be a little bit more laid back, relaxed,
Uh-huh.
down to earth, and I'm trying to be more spontaneous, more easygoing
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually, I think that's what we lack sometimes really here, because we are always in a hurry. We're always just running somewhere, doing some errands. Yeah. So uh crazy life. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um so Xenia is saying, are you oh, you're the man of many talents. Well, is there educational content on your YouTube channel? She's asking.
Yeah, I think there are 14 videos now
Mm-hmm.
for different levels, for A2 and B2 mostly. There is content on grammar, there is a listening video too, and vocabulary. But
Hmm.
I'll try to do a video every week if I have time.
Yeah. Be functional. Punctual,
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
Well, but I think all these kinds of projects, they take a lot of discipline. Yes, you have
Mhm.
to do them successfully. You have to discipline yourself. Like, yeah, I have
Yeah,
to do it, and I will do it. Like, because people are dependent on me, and so on and so forth.
exactly.
I know what you're
And
talking about. Yeah,
I probably should work out a schedule or something.
yeah. Well, people in Spain, when I was there, they seemed very, like, I would say, fashionable. So they were wearing nice clothes all the time, so looking really good. So, what is the attitude to this kind of stuff there, where you live?
Mhm. Yeah, when it comes to clothing, it's so true. Spanish people, compared to many other Europeans and Americans and Russians, well, in Russia, people, especially women, are really fashionable, but
Mhm.
men don't really take care of themselves. But here in Spain, it's totally different. You will probably sometimes even find men who are dressed more fashionably than women.
Mhm.
But also, women dress up for parties as if it was their wedding day or their birthday.
Wow.
A lot of lipstick, a lot of makeup in general, and high heels and stuff. And comfort is the last thing that they care about. So it's really important for them, for the majority, to look pretty, to look fashionable. It's
To
true.
look posh, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Stilettos, yes. So all this kind of
Mhm.
stuff. You said that men are sometimes even more fashionable. So what do they do to keep themselves
Yeah,
so like good looking?
this is what I see daily. I would say whenever women dress up for work, they look quite normal. But men, for example, they all wear tuxedos, or whenever they go out, they wear a button down shirt
Hmm.
with a sweater on it, and it looks really like smart,
Hmm.
formal, mm, attractive.
Bow ties,
Um,
maybe, no?
yeah, sometimes. Yeah, that's true. They do. They do. What else? Yeah, for example, they would never wear socks with flip-flops, something that I would see in Germany or Russia.
Yeah, fashion is my profession, you know.
For some reason, they all have this natural sense of fashion. I don't know why.
Well, probably just comes from, I don't know, from the ancestors or whoever. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Getting facials, yes, and going to some tanning, yes, and stuff like
Mhm,
that. Yes.
mhm.
Okay. And well, yeah, comparing while you were explaining how they dress, yeah, so I started comparing with what we have here in Russia, yes, and now the tendency is like to wear sneakers, yes, to wear jeans and the sweaters, to make like everything about comfort. Yes,
Mhm.
and well, I guess that's not exactly the same in Spain, according to what you're saying.
Yeah, they'll probably wear those clothes if they go up the mountain for a hike.
So for
But
hiking,
in the
yes.
city, yeah.
And well, we've discussed some well, places in general, yeah. But if a person comes, well, of course, I understand there is seaside, yes, and you can enjoy the sun and the sea and everything. What are the other things that well, a person can find if he or she comes with a kid?
Mhm.
So, are there any like interesting ventures for kids?
That's a good question. Well, there are some entertainment parks for sure. There's one in Alicante, right near the sea, where you can mm, also play some games. There's some competition, things like that. Also, there is a really, really big uh, mm, water park in Benidorm, which is really close to Alicante. It's just 20 minutes driving, probably. It's called Aqualandia,
Hmm.
and it's a paradise for kids if they love swimming and if they're not afraid of sliding.
Hmm.
Also, in Valencia, as I said, I mentioned the museum. There are special sections for kids. And also, it's quite common to go to a restaurant that will have its own zone for kids. And there will
Uh-huh.
be some, yeah, some toys or something. And also, near Alicante, there is a city called Elche, and there is a massive park of palm trees. And that can be quite, yeah, it's quite impressive because there are palm trees from all over the world.
Mm.
And it's cool. I think that whenever you have kids and you visit some places with nature, it might be enriching.
Yeah, we've been to the Gulliver Park in
Oh yeah,
Valencia.
Gulliver
Yes.
Park in Valencia. It's actually in the park. It's in the Rio.
Yes, yes, yes. Uh-huh. Okay, I remember this like huge figure of Gulliver lying on the ground and with all the slides and his clothes. Yes, a hat for like the adults to stay there, just relax and hide from the sun. Yeah, so
Yeah,
very, very interesting one, unusual one.
yeah. Even as a 26-year-old, I went there several times.
Well, I would go too. The only thing that prevented us from just going to those slides, it was raining. It was raining when we were
Um,
there. Yeah, so unfortunately, my kid didn't enjoy the Gulliver. Yeah, yeah, statue. And also, well, while I was getting ready for this interview, yeah, I got like really into the information, and the thing I didn't see myself, but as far as I understand, that there is a cathedral of Saint Maria, yes, and they have the Saint Grail there, yes.
mm,
Do you know
Good
about that?
question. I would like to research about it myself. I don't
Yeah, that
remember.
that I haven't seen it myself either, but well, that's what I've read, and I
Mhm.
thought it could be interesting. Yes.
I have a feeling that I only saw the cathedral from the outside. I
Mm-hmm.
don't
Mm-hmm.
remember entering. Probably
Yeah.
because it's such a touristy place that there's always a line of people.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially if they have this Saint Grail there. So people probably are eager to see it, yes, and to just have a look, something.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And well, the Spain itself, yes, Spain itself, with all the food, with all the drinks, yes, with the wine traditions, with the grapes traditions, seems like a very like welcoming place, yes, a place for having fun, yes, a place for well, enjoying your time here, yes. Is that like the main idea of Spain, why you like it?
Yeah, exactly that. And it's not just what they tell us in books or they show us on TV. It's so true, honestly. This is how I feel that hmm, if I have any problem, I know that people will help me out.
Hmm.
If there are tourists who come here, they will be treated as if they were kings and queens because Spanish economy lives from tourism. That's why they
Hmm.
really make sure that they show a really good image. But it's not a fake image. It's true. It's a part of the Spanish culture.
Probably they having some difficulties now, yes, with all the pandemic
Yeah.
situation.
Honestly, yes, Spain is entering, well, has entered a really bad crisis, but nevertheless, it has actually launched a series of financial aid programs for
Hmm.
people who are unemployed.
Hmm.
Believe it or not, but well, I am unemployed now because I quit in February and now I just work for myself. And I am eligible to apply for a help of, I think, 400 euros or something, but it's still good money for like a couple of months. And it's
Hmm.
quite beautiful and admirable to see that although Spain is living a really bad crisis, it still somehow manages to help those in need,
No,
even
that's
further.
that's great. That's really great. Yeah, so people can
Mhm.
rely, yes, on the government and well, not feel abandoned, yes, in this kind
Mhm.
of situation. But well, every time I have interview, yes, with this project, we touch upon this topic of the restrictions of the pandemic, yes, and we are like I keep saying that, and all my well guests keep saying that well, with this pandemic not going anywhere, yes, we somehow have to get used to living with it, yes, and well, everything will be just fine soon.
Yeah.
I hope sooner or later, probably
Yeah,
sooner.
keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah, me too.
I
Me
have
too.
been especially miserable because I was gonna lead a couple of trainings in Germany and in Greece because
Hmm.
sometimes I volunteer for non-governmental organizations where I work with youth, and all of those projects were canceled and I
Mm.
couldn't travel. So I felt a bit sad and stranded here in Alicante and Valencia.
Yeah, well, still you have the sea, you have the sun,
Yes.
yes, you have fine weather, yes. So, and that's really good. That should really keep you up, yes. And well, hoping that all these projects will just restart at some point, yes.
Yeah.
And well, you'll have lots of opportunities. Well, we are all living for that.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, because I keep like making this list of places I want to visit. Yes, after everything is like okay. Yeah, and
Mhm.
well, this list is just growing. Yes, so I just now need to get some funds for that
Yes, same.
to fulfill all the dreams. Yes, and make them come true. Yeah. Well, I guess if you have anything else to share with us, maybe you have prepared something and I haven't asked you about it. So you're most welcome to
Mm.
share. Yes.
Nothing springs to my mind, really. I think we have discussed everything.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you, Dee. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the things that you've shared with us. Very interesting. Very like useful for those who probably planning some trips. in the future, hopefully in the nearest future. Yeah, and well, all in all, it's really good to learn something new about the cultures of different nations, different countries. It's
Mhm.
always good. It's always so inspiring, I would say, yes, because you see how people live, what they like, what they tend to do, and well, it
Mhm.
broadens our horizons for sure.
I agree. I think that whenever you travel and you live in a different place, you have this chance to try out a different lifestyle and take a couple of things from that culture and implement them in you. And I feel
Yeah.
that every country that I've lived in, I've definitely grasped something, and I'm so grateful for those experiences.
Yeah, it's like a personal inner growth, yes, and
Mhm.
you also grow like your outlook, yes, your outlook is just broadening all the time, and well, you
Mhm.
keep realizing so many new things, lots of insights, yes,
Yeah.
so great experiences, great. So thank you so much. Yeah, so
Thank you.
Evgenia is saying thank you so much, sending our flowers and the sun, yeah, so just.
Thank
Uh,
you.
yeah. So hopefully we'll keep in touch. Yes, or
Yeah,
yeah, maybe do something else
sure.
later on. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's really awesome that you have come up with this project, and students of English can travel the world through Zoom like that and
Yeah,
get people
yeah.
from everywhere.
So, yeah, travel, find out some new things, develop listening skills, and
Yeah,
well, typing comments. Yes, to develop writing skills.
right.
Yes. Okay. So, Marie is saying thank you, Dee, for sharing so much interesting information about those amazing cities. Yes, I quite agree. Yeah.
You're very welcome. Contact me for more details if you need them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
bye bye.
Bye
See ya.
bye. So yes, it was a very inspiring conversation. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Dee, again for your time, for sharing everything that you've said with us. And guys, I really appreciate your participation in this streams. Thanks a lot for your comments. Thanks a lot for your questions. The conversation always goes more lively, yes, when we have you, our viewers, our listeners. And well, I just keep smiling, and that's it. Thanks a lot. And have a very nice day. Hopefully, the weather will become better sooner, yes, rather than later. Have a great day and enjoy. Goodbye.